Okay, so this is a little series idea I have where I go and talk about small but very dedicated communities on YouTube. Communities where you wouldn't think to find massive followings. These, however, have very dedicated fan bases and are very intense about their love for whatever they do, and I want to mention some of the channels in these communities that I very much enjoy. This one, I want to focus on roller coaster enthusiasts. Yes, really, if you didn't know, there are a bunch of YouTube channels that are very passionate about amusement parks and roller coasters. And I'm not just talking about POV videos, and I'm definitely not talking about those videos with millions of views that are like top 10 scariest roller coasters in the world with the thumbnails of the trains derailing or the loop in the track disappearing or whatever. Not the rocket jump video. I actually like that video. I'm talking about the YouTube channels that review coasters in depth and critique them like one would critique a movie. Like anything that is created, roller coasters are an art form. Not just riding it or the enjoyability, but the process of manufacturing, the layout of the track, the colors and theming of the ride are how it's marketed. Let me tell you why this community is so enjoyable to get into. If you've ever been to an amusement park and absolutely had a blast riding all the rides and coasters in the park and wanted to know more about them and whether they are good or not, this is the spot on YouTube for you. If you're like me, you can't go to every park in the country and ride every single legendary coaster out there. So these channels provide great insight on coasters that you may or may not experience and may save you money or a trip to the chiropractor in some cases. Another fun quirk that these guys tend to have is that they have amazing camera work. Some types of videos make them have to get shots of the ride when describing an element or the theming of a ride, or just entertaining B-roll shots for their videos. What's cool about getting into any community is learning the jargon that comes with the territory. And with coaster enthusiasts, there's a lot of words that are tossed around that, when learned, make you seem big-brained to your friends. And I'm not going to go into much detail here. If you want specific facts, go to the channels that actually create this content to find out more. Anywho, first we have types of coasters. The most basic form you can boil a coaster down to are wooden coasters and steel coasters. And hybrids, but we'll get to those. Those are mainly just one specific company at this point. Wooden coasters don't really have much in the way of subclasses, but are still insanely fun and can be more fun than steel coasters. Depends on the ride, obviously. Oh, and one misconception that the GP or general public has about wooden coasters is that all wooden coasters are old. And yes, the oldest coasters out there are mostly wooden, but that doesn't mean they all are. They still make wooden coasters to this day. I can't tell you how annoying that gets. Some of my friends have come up to me and have said something to the effect of, "Wait, Diamondback is older than Mystic Timbers? I thought Mystic Timbers was a wooden coaster." Other than that, wooden coasters are still fun and are still made to this day, despite what the GP thinks. Steel coasters, on the other hand, are a whole different animal, so we'll start off simple. In the most basic form, they are categorized based off height. This also applies to wooden coasters, so keep that in mind. Not all of this applies to wooden coasters, however. If a coaster is 200 feet in the air or more, but not above 300 feet at any point, it is called a hypercoaster. These include rides like Magnum XL 200, which was the first hypercoaster, Diamondback, Phantom's Revenge, Intimidator, Skyrush, and Nitro, just to name a few. If a coaster is 300 feet or more, but not above 400 feet at any point, it is called a Giga Coaster. These rides include Millennium Force, which was the first Giga Coaster, Intimidator 305, which is a different Intimidator, Fury 325, Leviathan, and Steel Dragon 2000. If a coaster is 400 feet or more, it is called a Stratocoaster. Granted, these are few and far between. The only two notable ones are Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point, 420 feet tall, dope, and King Dakar at 456 feet tall. Other notable types of steel coasters are inverted coasters like Afterburn, Banshee, Raptor, Montu, and Great Bear, wing coasters like Gatekeeper, Wild Eagle, and X-Flight, dive coasters, which include rides like Valraven, Griffin, and Shikra, flying coasters, which include Superman Ultimate Flight, and Superman Ultimate Flight, standing coasters, which are slowly being defunct, but rides like Shockwave and Mantis are notable. Some other smaller classes includes launch coasters, which is too broad to classify for me, and free spin coasters, which are only fun if you like being nauseous, and 4D coasters, which just includes the ride X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Another thing you'll hear a lot of is roller coaster manufacturers. This is a huge part of the videos these people usually make. Usually one of the first things you hear when watching a video about a roller coaster is who designed it and built the ride. Notable manufacturers include Intamin, who make notable coasters like Millennium Force, Skyrush, Maverick, Intimidator 305, and the two Stratas. Bolliger and Mabyard, or B&M, who make rides like Kumba, Apollo's Chariot, Fury 325, Diamondback, and the new Giga Coaster at Kings Island, Orion. Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC, who make notable rides like Steel Vengeance, New Texas Giant, Twisted Timbers, Twisted Colossus, and Storm Chaser. This is the hybrid coaster brand I was talking about. The last company I'm going to mention in this video is called Aerodynamics, who are notable for rides like Magnum XL 200, Steel Phantom, before it became Phantom's Revenge, Tennessee Tornado, and the ride that bankrupted them in the end, X2. There are a lot more manufacturers out there, but these are the notable ones. There's a lot of coaster jargon out there, and if you want to learn them, you should learn it by doing your own research. I'm not going to pretend I know most of the coaster terminology. I know a bit, but not enough to relay it in a simple video. Last thing I want to do is tell you some amazing channels for you to check out if you're interested in this community. I've been watching some of these guys for years and personally love them. The first one is Airtime Thrills.
Ugh, gross.
He makes cool vlogs and lists, for example. Top 10 best and worst restraints on roller coasters, or top 10 roller coasters from the 2000s. You can tell he does his research and is very knowledgeable about the coasters. Another channel I've been loving is El Toro Ryan.
Yes, dude.
He does insanely entertaining coaster vlogs and very informative breakdowns of roller coasters in his Problematic Roller Coaster series. He was and is a ride op, so he has a lot of experience about roller coasters. And the channel I've watched the longest is called Coaster Studios. I've been watching his videos since 2014 and was even featured in his Dumb Quotes from the GP video part 1.
Intimidator 305, didn't we just ride that at Carowinds?
This was from December 2015. I noticed while going back to this video that the comments were disabled, and I think I know why. Is that I think since children were in this video, it was categorized as for kids. And so if that's the case, Taylor, I apologize. I was part of the reason your comment section on the video is disabled. And you know, for making you put that in your video. Other notable channels too, like CoasterBot, Coaster Force, James C, and Theme Park Review are all worth checking out.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Post your comments below about your thoughts on this video, and do me a favor and give this video a big old thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe. Shout out goes to some of you who sent in photos that were used in this video. If you're interested in some of your videos being used in my videos, check the description for further instruction. And if you'd like to go further in depth with Chester Cheerios, be sure to like the Chester Cheerios Facebook page for in-depth analysis and behind-the-scenes footage. You can also check me out on Twitter. Until next time, Cheerios fans. Until next time. Taylor, how the hell did you do this all in one take?